The Ministry of Health and Wellness leadership has been accused of incompetency after the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry, Ruth Maphorisa, adjusted operating times for clinics without consulting doctors and nurses unions.
Comrades and the media at large and Botswana at large, today we have delivered a letter to the DPSM. We have CC'd the Ministry of Health and Wellness Permanent Secretary. We have even CC'd His Excellency, the President of this Republic, His Excellency Mokgweetsi Eric Keabetswe Masisi, for his urgent intervention. We did this, Comrade, deliberate because we don't have Kana Haraboni, the Honorable Minister of Health and Wellness. So it's a monala hell in a consultative meeting, Kana more meet and greet. Last year's Naho Hosasti. And at the AGC, we have pleaded with His Excellency to relieve the Honorable Minister of his duties. And we are continuing pleading with His Excellency. It's time for the Minister to go. The Honorable Minister has failed us dismally, was supposed to meet us at after the just ended Annual General Congress, Tuesday, Minister. Raikuela mo batswane le the media. Batho re batise ntona. Re batise ntona ga re itse go tona a rona a leng teng. That is why our ministry is on autopilot. Re ne ra bona gape le Mama Maphorisa ntsha mokwalo wa gore the clinic will be operating from 7:30 to 4:30. It's very unfortunate that whereas we are an important stakeholder, that remetse the members of Mama Maphorisa ba tsa decision ya gore o tla simola clinic from 7:30 to 4:30 without Teresa. Our ministry is on autopilot.
Also, after incidences of attacks on doctors and nurses at several health facilities across the country, the ministry released a statement to the media stating that they have engaged Huawei company to install surveillance cameras in health facilities before engaging doctors and nurses. Rahube referred to the action as an utter disregard for their input as key stakeholders. He further stated that through the call to duty system, the ministry is infringing on their labor rights.
We are holding consultative meetings. We have what we call a recognition agreement that binds Muhiri, Hore, Reta Fuling, Reho, Tata, the Khan, Didia Mambao. One amongst them, Kikayene, are called to duty because Rebereka, Korobereka, 7:30 to 7:30 for 7 days without any rest. But Melaya Peroya, arrest. If Utsamu Tukana arrest, there should be a way that you compensate him or her. Okamo compensate aka o ile ke choice ya numeric okamo compensate aka mati me go ne go ka bo api ba kaule. There's nothing to that result. Me ile re mo dipuisano khanye ra kopale MOH, we didn't find a common ground. Ra ska ra dumela ra go DPSM le one intse ya thata halla. We formed what we call a tripartite meeting. A tripartite meeting is the highest decision making. It involves Botswana Nurses Union, involves Ministry of Health and Wellness, involves DPSM. So go to church to or hare palane roti ra go kopana go rarabole dikgang. Mekanya call to duty was one of the agenda items. As an agenda item, right shorter, Kadi 19th October 2018. October last year. There was a task team. Call to duty. They went countrywide, consulting members, consulting management, ke bua yana ba dikologile 20 DHMTs out of 28. Mme task team ya ka ke buile gore ne na le batho ba bararo, DPSM MOH le Botswana Nurses Union ba hetsa se ne ba se dirile in about 4 months. Ka gore le gore ba hile thumo e gore ha ba tswa kwa, they need to come back to report to the reference committee, which is the tripartite meeting. Like at 16/04/2019, they came to report. May ile ba report, there were some of the observation and the recommendation that they made to the tripartite. I'd like to read the observation. The observation are: all DHMT reported that there are no regulations, policies, and implementation guidelines for call to duty working arrangement as practiced by nurses and midwives working in clinic, health posts, and by theatre nurse and nurse anesthetists working at district and primary hospital. 2, the call to duty working arrangement as practiced by nurses and midwives is not in line with provision of Section 95 of the Employment Act. Employment Act in Ekibuagayo. They continued and made the recommendations to the tripartite meeting. There were 5 recommendations, but at the first recommendation that the call to duty working arrangement should be discontinued with immediate effect, as it is not in conformity with the Employment Act. 2, the Ministry of Health and Wellness should implement the provision of Section 95 of the Employment Act on hours of work. Those are the recommendations. At the third meeting, those are the recommendations and they are very clear. Let's follow the recommendations. Ministry was represented, DPSM was represented. There are some implications. This meeting, 16, 5/2019. But as we speak now, it's already June. The ministry and the DPS have been putting us at 6 and 7s. There have been no way to be found. There's not been any meeting until this incident. But it made it. In a nutshell, the nurses are stating that they are tired of brutality in relation to call because of the abuse and the working an unregulated shift of work. At the Ministry of Health and Wellness, at policy-making decisions. Unfortunately, there are no nurses at policy-making decisions. Policy-making decisions on the salary scale of E2 and above. There is no nurse at that level. So the church of tell them without the input of the nurses. And it's very pathetic whereby Ronabo nurse, we form 70% of the professional workforce. But while 70, se rasa khomo se khagwana ke batho ba le 30. E be re mo pusong ya batho ka bana.
Story compiled by Karuma Komani for Iwazana News, Gaborone.